You know you're going to have a crawl space from hell when you see the grounds are flooded and there's ponding water and trees are underwater. You know it's a very wet, non-drainable land. You see the downspouts, they're just ponding at the foundation. You also see trees that are very close that hang over, which means overflowing gutters and possible tree roots in the drain tile. Then you see a barbecue with melted siding, telling you that they really don't take care of their home. Now you're going to go to the crawl space and you kind of get an idea what you're going to find. Then you get in a crawl space and you notice it's wet, it floods, it's got hydrostatic pressure, efflorescence on the walls, the pipes don't have insulation, and there's standing water, stagnant water, old water, mold in the water. And you know there's hydrostatic pressure and the whole basement drain tile system doesn't work. Then you see vents from dryer vents that were broken, or bathroom vents and booster fans. Then you see paint cans that are rusted, got holes in them, so now you've got poison in your basement. The water heaters have stains from incomplete combustion, carbon monoxide, and they leave the old ones down there. And you know that there's a problem. Plus, look how small these things are. Is that even enough to take a shower? And then they leave all their mechanical equipment in the basement for the last 40 years. How are you going to get all this stuff out? Then you see storage of drop ceiling panels. You can't have that in a wet crawl space because they're all going to have moldy. And you see stains on them where it floods. We're talking 1 to 2 feet of flooding. And then the insulation's falling down from the ceiling because it's so heavy. And there's mold growing in it, on it, and through it. And then you see just stains and other stored material throughout. There's wood supports that are deteriorating. And then you just got who knows what growing on the floor. Then you see the furnace, an old furnace in the crawl space, and the furnace is rusting. And not only is the furnace rusting, but the ductwork is dirty and they're storing junk on top of it. And there's mold and mildew and rust on it. Then you notice something very unique, that the cold air return on this furnace isn't even connected. In other words, it's sucking the air out of this crawl space for the makeup. This is the air that people breathe. And look inside, there's all kind of stuff in there, garbage, and it floods too because the basement gets flooded. You can see the watermarks and the stains. So this house basically is breathing this crawl space. Then you see an oil tank. So now you know they're using oil and they've got to fill this oil tank from the outside. The oil tank's rusting and you're wondering, how do they get this oil tank out of this crawl space when they have to replace it or when they switch to gas? And you look at the bottom of the oil tank and you can see where the water marks are, how that floods, and how possibly this oil tank can almost float if the water levels get high. So you've got gas, you don't have gas, you've got oil heat, and that kind of gives it an odor too. So the house probably has oil odors. Then you see an old expansion tank that's rusting, and now you realize, wow, they have a well, and you're wondering who's going to come down and service it. And there's the new one, and then you see plastic and copper plumbing, wondering how is the whole house grounded and who's going to maintain this. And then you see another tank for addition of cleaning and filtration of the water. Who's going to change your filters and how are they going to stay dry when the crawl space floods? Then you see the structural support piers and you're like, wow, who put this together? Are they going to settle? Are they going to move? Are there cracks upstairs? Then you look at the electrical wiring and you see improper splicing, and now you wonder, are the outlets in reverse polarity? Do we have open grounds? Is it properly grounded? Do we have problems in the electrical panel? What is the service? Then you notice that the ducts aren't insulated, the cold air returns aren't sealed, and you're wondering, is there negative pressure? Well, we already know that the cold air returns aren't connected at the furnace. Do we need to clean our ducts? Then we look at the plumbing and notice that we have problems with the bathrooms above. The bathrooms leak, they rotted the floors, they improperly spliced the wood. How's that going to work? The pipes aren't insulated. It's going to take forever to get hot water going through a cold crawl space. There's mold down there and deterioration and a weakened bathroom floor. So now you got to say to yourself, what do I have to do to make this crawl space right? Well, first of all, if you move into this house, you're going to be sick from just the pollution caused by the crawl space. You're going to be cold because you're going to freeze because the insulation's wrong. It's going to take forever to get hot water, so you're going to waste all kind of water. Plus, you might have electrical problems, and then when you go down and fix electrical, you might be sitting in a puddle. So basically, what you're going to have to do is probably dig around the entire house and put in a full waterproofing system. Then you're going to have to clear out this whole crawl space, remove everything, and put in a sub pump system with the radon cover. Then you're going to have to connect check the cold air returns, clean the cold air returns, and adjust and balance the HVAC unit. Additionally, you're going to have to insulate pipes and ducts, and you're also then going to have an engineer look at the structural joist, beams, and columns to see if any restructuring, sistering, or additional supporting is needed. And all this, you could see what's going to happen from the outside.